In the fateful war year of 1942, I was inducted into the United States Army Air Corps. One cold night at Chanute Field, Illinois, I was given all-night guard duty. As I walked around my post, I meditated and pondered the whole miserable long night through. By morning, I had come to some firm conclusions. I was engaged to be married and knew that I could not support my wife on a private pay. In a day or two, I filed my application for officer's candidate school. Shortly thereafter, I was summoned before the Board of Inquiry. My qualifications were few, but I had had 2 years of college and had finished a mission for the church in South America. The questions asked of me at the Officers' Board of Inquiry took a very surprising turn. Nearly all of them centered upon my beliefs. Do you smoke? Do you drink? What do you think of others who smoke and drink? I had no trouble answering these questions. Do you pray? Do you believe that an officer should pray? The officer asking these questions was a hard-bitten career soldier. He did not look like he prayed very often. I pondered. Would I give him offense if I answered how I truly believed? I wanted to be an officer very much so that I would not have to do all-night guard duty and KP and clean latrines, but mostly so my sweetheart and I could afford to be married. I decided not to equivocate. I admitted that I did pray and that I felt that officers might seek divine guidance as some truly great generals had done. I told them that I thought that officers should be prepared to lead their men in all appropriate activities if the occasion requires, including prayer. More interesting questions came. In times of war, should not the moral code be relaxed? Does not the stress of battle justify men in doing things that they would not do when at home under normal situations? I recognized that here was a chance perhaps to make some points and look broad-minded. I suspected that the men who were asking me this question did not live by the standards that I had been taught. The thought flashed through my mind that perhaps I could say that I had my own beliefs, but I did not wish to impose them on others. But there seemed to flash before my mind the faces of the many people to whom I had taught the law of chastity as a missionary. In the end, I simply said, I do not believe there is a double standard of morality. I left the hearing resigned to the fact that these hard-bitten officers would not like the answers I had given to their questions and would surely score me very low. A few days later, when the scores were posted, to my astonishment, I had passed. I was in the first group taken for officers candidate school. I graduated, became a second lieutenant, married my sweetheart, and we have lived happily together ever after. This was one of the critical crossroads of my life. Not all of the experiences in my life turned out that way, or the way I wanted them to, but they've always been strengthening to my faith.